What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Fourth and Short. My name's Carter, and today we're going to be going over the matchups in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. So before we hop into the predictions here, I just wanted to give you guys a huge thank you. The channel is now over 150 subscribers. Just thank you for all the support on the channel. So moving into the first matchup of the week, on Saturday afternoon, you have the Houston Texans taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The Houston Texans are a hot football team right now. Nobody wants to play them. They're really playing well. CJ Stroud, 3 touchdowns last week, no interceptions against a really good Browns defense. He almost had a perfect passer rating. Really, the offense just seemed to be clicking on all cylinders. Whereas the Ravens, coming off basically 2 bye weeks, they sat most of their starters in Week 18, which I think honestly could work against them with a little bit of rest with guys like Lamar and Zay Flowers, maybe taking a few drives to get really in sync with each other. The Ravens, as the 1 seed, taking on the 4 seed, I'm going to pick the Houston Texans to upset the Ravens and kill their hopes once again in the playoffs. The Ravens have not had a ton of success in the past few years. I'm going to pick the Texans and CJ Stroud in his rookie season to go to the AFC Championship game. So next up, on Saturday night, you have the Green Bay Packers going to Santa Clara to take on the San Francisco 49ers. And what a matchup this is going to be. The Packers coming off a massive win over the Cowboys. They absolutely blew them out. The game definitely was not as close as the score made it look. Just a really good team win by the Packers. Aaron Jones, 3 touchdowns on the day. Jordan Love, 3 passing touchdowns on the day. Romeo Doubs, over 150 receiving yards. The whole team just did really well. Luke Musgrave also had a touchdown along with Dontavian Wicks last week. Whereas the 49ers are coming off the bye week as the number 1 seed. Again, this is kind of the same thing as the Ravens. They rested a lot of their starters in Week 18 against the Rams. So it's going to be the 49ers off of 2 weeks of rest, which again, I think can work against them in this game. I think the Packers, again, like I said last week, have to get out to a really fast start. Hopefully get the ball first and go down the field and score to really set the tone for this game. I think Brock Purdy, we need to pressure him a ton. I think he's a really good quarterback. I do not think he's necessarily a product of the scheme, as they say. I think he's a really good quarterback.
Brock Purdy
is actually a very elite quarterback.
And he has shown that over the past 2 years. But I'm really a Brock Purdy guy, but I think we really need to get to him. Obviously, CMC is going to be a huge problem in the ground game for the Packers. And then you've got Deebo Samuel and George Kittle, 2 of the best at the position, obviously top 10 at least. And then as for the Niners defense, they've got a really solid secondary, really good defensive line with Chase Young and Bosa off the edge there. And then for the Packers defense, they played really well with a lot of heat on them. They came in to the Vikings game, did their thing, same with the Bears game, and then they went into Dallas and held them to 17 points until the 4th quarter when we started subbing guys in. So a really good performance lately for the Packers defense, and I think they're going to need that. I think they're going to need Rashawn Gary to be active, Kenny Clark to have a big game. And then on the back end, just do your job. Don't try to do anything too crazy. Just let it settle down. Obviously, this game I think is going to be a huge thing with ball control and time of possession with Aaron Jones and CMC looking across the sidelines at each other. Then you've got Matt LaFleur and Shanahan, rivals in the playoffs. The Packers have lost each of the last 4 games they've played the 49ers in the playoffs. And I think they're going to get one back here. Jordan Love has been playing insane football since Week 8. He's been the best quarterback in the league statistically, and he's just been lighting it up. And then people were saying, well, it's against a Dallas defense. Is he going to do as good against one of the top defenses in the league? And he definitely produced. This team is playing with house money. They've got nothing to lose, whereas the 49ers have everything to lose. I think they're going to go in there and win. It's obviously going to be a really tough game, and I do not underestimate the 49ers, but I'm picking the Packers to go to the NFC Championship game. So next up, sticking in the NFC, you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Detroit Lions. The Buccaneers smacked the Eagles and just completely... Obviously, I picked the Eagles last week, and that did not pan out. The Buccaneers just looked like the better football team. Baker Mayfield, again, lighting up the stat sheet like he has been, honestly, all year, with guys like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Rashad White doing his thing on the ground. The Buccaneers defense really, really stingy under Todd Bowles' coaching there. And then you have the Lions coming off a narrow win over the LA Rams, and Matthew Stafford really felt good for them. You see in the stadium, they've got the confetti. Looks like they just won the Super Bowl with their first playoff win in 30 years. And now they're hosting their second playoff game in 2 weeks. I think they're going to get it done here. I think they're going to beat the Buccaneers in Baker Mayfield and send them packing and move on to the NFC Championship game. Next up, last but certainly not least, you have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to Orchard Park to play the Bills. This will be Patrick Mahomes' first ever away playoff game, which is insane to me, that he has not played an away game in his entire career in the playoffs. I think it's going to be a tough atmosphere in Buffalo. It's a really tough place to play. The Chiefs coming off a big win over the Dolphins in negative 30 degrees. They definitely did their thing against Tyreek Hill. He had a touchdown, but definitely contained him and Tua. I don't think they're going to have the same success, though, against Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, especially when you have a guy like James Cook who can run the ball really effectively as of this season, and taking on another stingy defense. I believe they're 9th in the league overall defensively, whereas the Chiefs are 3rd in the league overall defensively. So again, really good defense, but I think Josh Allen is going to turn into Superman this game, not make too many mistakes. As long as he doesn't make mistakes, I think the Bills are going to win this football game. So if you guys disagree, make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know who you think is going to win this week. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this, and check out my channel for more NFL videos.